So, like I was saying, like I take my medicine, it's IV shit, man. But like I was saying, I was asking that question, like, do you really know you? And then let's peel the onion back a little bit. Let's get a little deeper, right? As far as about what we talking about, whatever. Let's get a little deeper, right? Could you be in the house during this whole pandemic with yourself? Mm. Mm. So a lot of relationships ended really because the two people didn't know themselves enough to know that it was a total bad idea to be stuck in the house with each other. Because then the part that you never warned me about yourself manifests itself, and the part that I never warned you about myself manifests itself. But the reason that we neither one of us told each other about that part because we did not know ourselves. Sometimes the easiest way to find something out about yourself is through tragedy. People find out how strong they are during death. People find out what their resources are during the struggle. 9 times out of 10, people find out how alone they are because of financial trouble. We find a lot of things that are helpful to our existence and growth as far as knowing ourselves through tragedy. Blue asked me something yesterday. She said, I just want to make sure that your old relationship, because y'all was so in love, y'all was such a good couple, y'all was making moves and stuff together. I just want to make sure that, like, it isn't like a threat because of how fresh it is. And the craziest part about it, if I wouldn't have been in this situation where I've been forced to be by myself, I would have been hopeful. Like, that question would have made me be hopeful that me and Lisa would get back together. But because I know myself, and because I know what kind of person that I am, and because I had came into the full understanding of me, if I did go back to Lisa, she wouldn't even recognize me. And I sure enough probably wouldn't recognize her. And the saddest part about all of this stuff is that I found out through a really public, hard way that I say days after I left, she was over that shit. And I'm okay with myself, see? You know what I mean? I'm okay with myself, so I can say that and I could be okay. It doesn't hurt my feelings or anything. Because, like, in our relationship, she would say shit like, if we break up, I ain't gonna die or sit down. I'm gonna have to keep moving. You know, you trying to please people, you trying to be pleasing, but in the same breath you say, I'm never will leave you. And you get to a point where you so caught up in trying to make someone happy, you start developing software that your brain start ignoring shit. And I'm quite sure it was the same way with me. Quite sure she ignored some shit that she probably should have paid attention to. And I'm not bringing up an old relationship and a new one at the same time to try to get a point across anything. I'm just trying to let you know that sometimes you outgrow things. Sometimes you aren't aware of simple things. But once those things manifest themselves, then you can never turn back. Like, I could never be who I used to be because who I used to be wasn't me. Like, it was sides of me that was brought out. And I'm not talking about relationships no more. Just sides of me that was brought out. And I have no idea how. Like the anger, frustration. And when everything was said and done, I said to myself, I said, you know what? I wasn't angry at people. I wasn't angry at my girl. I wasn't angry at life. I was angry at my fucking self. Because I was so busy being some fucking body else to please people, it was making me fucking miserable. And now, I'm really a teddy bear. Because I'm like, I don't give a fuck if you like me or don't like me. Kiss my ass, get away from me. I'm not changing for nobody. But you see how that one little thing changed my life in such a dramatic way. And if it was not for the COVID virus and being forced to be by myself, I would have never discovered me. I was miserable. Sneaking to get a drink, sneaking to blow some trees, sneaking like a goddamn kid. And I'm a grown ass man. For the pleasure of some fucking body else that I'm not even with. Y'all better get to know yourself, man. If you come out of this coronavirus and you don't know what you want out of your life, and you don't know what you need, and you don't know what you like and dislike, and you don't know what you gonna stand and don't stand, if you don't know the real you after this is over, you totally lost. I don't even scream. Well, yeah, Blue will tell you I screams, but I don't even get angry. I don't even, like, I'm never gonna let somebody do something to me, like, or do something to somebody I love. I'm always gonna be that dude. And fight or flight, I'm fighting. So it's like, that don't count. But as far as the pessimistic anger, that just, he'd be totally fine, and then, rah, that anger, like, it don't even happen no more. I got a better relationship with my mother. I call women queens because that's how I really feel about them. That shit had me saying that I gave up on love. I don't want it no more. I need that shit in my life. I'm a person that needs love. I'm a person that loves relationships. I love the way it feels to have somebody to go home to, have somebody to talk to, have somebody to go to sleep with, and I'm not talking about a fucking pillow or an animal. And I don't care who cares. I don't care who feel no type of way about it. It's about knowing yourself. Taking this opportunity and knowing yourself. And I just poured out my intimate thoughts to try to help people understand If you broke up in this coronavirus, it might not be the other person. It might be fucking you. It might be you. It might be you because you don't even know you. It might be you because you're so busy trying to impress a woman, you said, or you trying to impress a man, you say, I ain't gonna smoke no more, baby. No, good and goddamn well, that shit is gonna have you miserable. Everybody got a twist. Some people twist is not to have a twist. I'll say that again. Some people twist is not to have a twist. And they are addicts to not do anything. They are addicted to not doing anything. They talk about it proudly. They throw it in people's faces because this is a sense of pride. And not only is this a sense of pride, they're going to want everybody around them to not do anything. So my suggestion is, if you smoke weed, you need to get you a girl who do. And stop fucking with these people who don't and telling you the shit stink and they don't like the smell. You spend too much money on it. You need to get you a fucking girl that you can roll up on her ass and y'all can have a good time. Instead of trying to be with a motherfucker that's not equally yoked to you. And when people say that, and when people do that, and when people hear me say that, they always interpret it as a religious thing. No. If you are of the world, you need someone of the world. If you are of the flesh, you need someone who's of the flesh. If you are of the spirit, you need somebody who are of the spirit. And you better be real careful with the spirit part, because I was going to church, praying every day. Everything. But I would go to church parties and motherfuckers is drinking. And I couldn't even drink then because the motherfucker looking at me like this. No. Right? It's the control that someone notices that they can have on you because you don't even fucking know yourself. And when anybody sees that you are not aware of who you are, they will construct you like Legos. And one day you're going to wake up and you ain't going to even recognize yourself, and you're going to be miserable. So I am happy to say I know Wilson Decopbo, Washington. Every inch of him. I know what he like. I know what he don't like. I know what he can take. I know what he can't take. I know what type of woman he wants. I know what type of woman he needs. I know what type of female that's going to get him to the promised land. This wasn't meant to be this long, but unfortunately, when I start to feel it, I feel it. I apologize for the lengthiness, man. If you get something out of anything that I'm saying, to God be the glory. I have no problem or no parts in it, really. I'm just a vessel, and if no one told you they love you, I love you today. And remember, you have a good day on purpose. And if you are miserable, that is a choice. You are choosing to be miserable. Decopbo 1.